Coming up on the next episode. Good Wednesday afternoon to you, YouTube. It is 12:33 now in the afternoon. And where I am at is at the bench. I don't know how well you can see this, but those three little lights there are lit up. And this is a 7-inch Android tablet. Now this is an old cheapy unit that I bought years and years ago. I just wanted something to play around with because everybody was into tablets at the time, and this one was, well, let's see, it was less than $50, I think. So, you know, I bought one. It's still got the plastic on it, you can see there. I don't know how we can see that, but I didn't use it much, and I basically had it in this envelope here, right here, and I stored it with the accessories that came with it, which is basically USB stuff that plug into the proprietary place there. The reason I stopped playing with it was because I lost the adapter for it, a little AC adapter. And well, for the longest time until here recently, I got to looking through while I was cleaning. You know how that goes. When you clean, you find other things. Well, when I found my box of wall warts, I decided to go through and see if I could find one that would fit this port. I did find one, but it was this one here for my old Ricoh digital camera. This was the first digital camera. Well, not this, but I mean, this is a charger for it. But this was to the first digital camera I ever owned. It was a Ricoh, and I took a lot of pictures with it. It was a 640 by 480 VGA type camera, but it did work. So that's what I found, and I haven't used that in more years than I haven't used the tablet. So I ended up, this is only a 5-volt charger, but the end was correct. So what I did was end up slicing off the end. If I can get to it, you can see there I cut the end off. And I basically took that end, which does fit that. It doesn't fit the greatest, but I had to enlarge a little bit here so it would fit good enough to charge it. And it does that now. And I have it hooked to a 9-volt wall wart that I happen to have. In fact, it was the old MFP 2-amp wall wart. And I figured that would be sufficient to charge the tablet. And so it is charging. And like I said, I did charge it up the other night, playing around with it, and it does work. I think a version 1 point something Android. I don't know how well it you know, is going to be useful for things today, but at the same time I have some ideas on things I could use it for. One of them is a jukebox. I believe I've mentioned this before, that I would like to take my old Magnavox console stereo and turn that into basically a jukebox with a Bluetooth adapter, which is easily done. It does have tape inputs, and it could be wired up very easily that way. And use this device here because it does have Bluetooth, and you know, it does accept a SD card as well. I was thinking, you know, put a SD card in there of sufficient volume and put some jukebox software on here where you can just basically press what you want to play and it plays over the console. That's the idea I'm having. Again, I don't know how well it's going to, you know, translate or do any of that. Well, that remains to be seen. I do know there is jukebox software out there. Now, I don't know about something this old, but you know, we can maybe update it. I don't know. We'll see. Bob's pretty good on the old tablets, so I may consult him a little bit and see what he thinks. But that's what I'm doing, or I had done today. As you can see, here's the wire I spliced with the. Keep getting that in there. Where I spliced the end of the one that fit this with the 9-volt 2-amp wall wart. So that has been soldered together and shrink wrapped, so where it won't come apart. And so there you go. Now I have that fixed. And what to do next? Well, I've been going through, and as I told you before, I want to put these radios that are in boxes in their cabinets and set them up on the shelf. And that's what I'm doing. As you can see by the picture I took, I have several of them together, and I have several more to put together from the original area there that I was in. And once that's done, I'll get that shelf kind of filled up with radios and stuff. Now, on the other part of that, I have a plan to take the shelves that were in the other room and utilize them on this new workshop area. And I will also point that out as we go along and show you what I'm going to do with that. But anyway, for right now, this is what I'm doing. So let me get some stuff together, and I'll tell you what I've got in mind for that. So hang on. Alright, we find ourselves in the other room now. As you can see, there are the shelves I'm talking about. Now originally the long shelf that I put in the new room fit here. See my hand there. So this is basically the same shelves that were going to be together in here that are used in there, or going to be used in there I should say. And so basically that's what I'm trying to do. I think that end will be on the opposite end. In other words, that end there will attach to the shelves that are in there right now with blocks of that type to hold the shelves up. And I think that will work out rather well. Trying to just, I'm going to have to redo some things on the one part because of the way the shelves run in there and the parts cabinets. I won't be able to secure it as the same there as I would be other places. It will have to be open to get the drawers out of the parts cabinet. So we'll work it out. I'll probably put a top shelf on it though, because I don't have one on this one. But so that radio on top there is the next one I'm working on. That's a little GE, I think it's a model 535, I think. Clock radio. I've got the guts in a box. Well, let's see, I think that's it right there, pretty sure. And I've got to basically put that back in its shell, and we'll put that on the shelf as well. Alright, I'm back once again. I got sidetracked. You guys know how I am. This is the GE again. I think it's a 535. Let's see if I can find the and I don't see any model number on there unless I'm missing it, but I think I looked it up. I'm pretty sure it's a 535. This is the back of it, obviously, and antenna. This has a clock again. There's the clock. As you can see, it's in not very good shape. In fact, that's the way I got it. It came this way. So I'm going to stick it back in there. Now, some of you guys may be questioning my methods here a little bit on why I'm sticking these guts back in the radio cabinets. But if you think about it, I have basically every time I do that to one of these radios, I have eliminated a whole box full of something. In this case, instead of having this chassis in a box and a case which takes up as much room as a box in two separate places, I have them together and have basically eliminated the box from this and its components. So that's why I'm doing this. That saves a lot of room. I don't know why I didn't do this in the first place. I'm sure I had some idea of grandeur in my head that would make it work better. I don't know. But so that's what I'm doing basically. Let me get this back in and I'll bring you back. Alright, well there you can see the fruits of my labor. There it is back together. We turn it around here and I have the back loosely screwed on to it. And everything's inside. The screws and things like that were in a pill bottle. And so those are there. And this thing is ready to sit up on the shelf. And again, we have eliminated an entire box. Oops. Then we smacked the camera and messed up the whole shot. Like I say, that's a good look at it. I cleaned it off a little bit. It was awfully dusty. And, this is a nice radio. It was again a clock radio, but I got the clock in bad shape. I guess I could have brought you down here. I think the tuning capacitor is probably locked up from non-use. The string is attached, but it doesn't turn the dial. So again, the radio is what it is. A bad clock, completely useless. But other than that, I think I used this for another project, and I don't really remember, it's been so long, what it was that I used it for, but I had some specific purpose in mind for it when I got it. I knew the clock was bad, but at the time I wasn't even going to mess with the clock. But you know, since then I've thought, you know, if I can find another clock movement to use with this, that might work. The dial's still in pretty good shape, it looks to me like. So, anywho, that's that. So let me get back to what I originally started doing, which, and this is part of it because the stuff that's on the shelves in the other room has to be cleaned off, and if I could make it where they go where they're going instead of just putting them in a place like usually my bed for temporary, and this is probably a better deal, I think. Who knows? But if I can ever get the shelves cleaned off and then start working on getting the moving them over to this part, that will be a good thing. So let me get on with that, and we'll bring you back here if I have more to report. We're slowly getting things done here. This part over here has got some items that I haven't been into for a long time. One of them is actually two of them are FM tuners. Mono tuners from ICO, and I've got a couple of those, and I think I've got an AM tuner as well. One of them may be AM FM, I can't remember, but they're mono tube tuners. They're not amplifiers, and I've looked since I got those trying to find the matching ICO amp for it. There's two available, a mono and a stereo, that have that matching copper looking case to it. And so I don't know whether I'll be able to find that or not, but right now they're anywhere from $400 to $600 on eBay. So those are kind of out of the question. But you know, since then I've kind of gave up on that idea and just want any kind of tube amplifier, and any tube amplifier is just outrageous on eBay. So, but anywho, that's what I'm trying to work on today. All these boxes here on the side are empty, so no problem with them. I am using the Kodak Play Sport for this little segment here, and I will go into the other room and do the same there and show you where I want to put these. So let's go in there and check that out. Alright, as you can see, here's the shelf I just put in here the other day. What I'd like to do is where these boards here are sitting is come out that way with the new shelves, and basically fit those in there between the end of the workbench here, and get those fit in there. I think they'll fit pretty good. I haven't measured them yet, but I will. And like I said, that area here to here is going to be kind of open because there's no way I can get those drawers open with shelves in there. So basically I have to put a shelf at the bottom. You could look where I'm pointing. The camera just doesn't follow my finger too good. Shelf at the bottom, shelf there, then we'll skip all the way up to this shelf here, and probably a shelf there, and a shelf on top. So that's probably the layout I use. I think I've got enough shelves cut for that, and I'm pretty sure I can do that. And again, like I say, I'll attach one end of the shelves to these shelves using blocks to support them, and then use the tall furring strips that I have on the other end, on this end, and make them work out pretty good. Now that is going to cut off a little bit, but again, at the same time, it won't cut off a lot, just because like that Westinghouse there is sticking out. I could put that on this end, so that would leave more room on that end, and there's a lot of different ways I could do that, but you can see I am getting things organized better, and once I do that, I think I can fit everything in here pretty easy. I think that's going to be the whole key to it, is getting everything organized and back down to a reasonable level. As you can see, I have 2 more full shelves there, and I won't have 1 or 2 more radios to put in here that I can think of. Now, I may have some more in there in that long, tall black cabinet, but again, I'm going to be putting that in here as well, probably over here on this side, maybe against that wall. I don't know, we'll see, but there's plenty of room. Here, there's nothing in there except for the internet router, and I think the file server computer is there too. The rest of that stuff is can be moved around. It's not tied to one spot. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I think that's what I'm going to get busy and do. I'll bring you back and show you what I'm coming up with here so far after I get some of this done. And you can just see the progress I'm making. Oh boy, won't that be fun. Alright, we'll join you then. Alright, we are back once more. As you can see, that shelf has been cleared out. And all of the stuff has been moved. I come out pretty good on the bed because I only have 2 radios. Well, I have 1 complete radio and 1 shell. It's just a speaker inside. The rest of it, they had the guts in it, and this one does too. I just didn't bother taking it in there yet. So all of those worked out really good. Not sure what I'm going to do with those. That whole shelf's got to come out also. So once that comes out, we will be able to then clear this off. I have a colossal mess here, and I'm just like I say, I'm just doing my best to try to get this down to a reasonable, manageable mess. And once I do that, then you know, everything will be much better. This collection here is obviously just more mess. My desk or swing arm magnification lamp is there. I've got to get that mounted some way. I'll work on that a little bit and get some work done on that, because I really miss that. I've been wearing the magnification glasses, which they work, but they tend to slip off my face if I'm leaning, you know, looking down, and that's not good. So again, this stuff over here, there's some there's a Night KT 630, I think, up there, and I'd really like to get to. I'd really like to have that as my main VTVM. You know, I know I've got those Heathkit. What are they? IM 21s, IM whatever they are. That I was going to rebuild. Those are fine, but this one's even better. So I'd like to have that if I can get it going. I worked on it to begin with, and ended up the chassis was pretty well ate up from battery acid. Cleaned all that up really good and did everything I was supposed to do to that and painted it. So it's ready to go. I just have to put everything back together. So may try to do that one of these days. Another project. Some of those are the Syncor meters. One that's good and the other 2 are not. That particular radio over here is the Zenith. I have 4 of these, and they're obviously a little different color, things like that, some minute differences in them, but they are basically the same chassis in each one of them. And the speakers that I was ordering, I want to use for those, for one thing, and that will get me some radios working. And I still haven't changed caps, things like that I need to do. Now, one of them had a bad IF, silver mica disease, and I never did get it fixed. So anyway, that's the status of what I'm doing. Just so you'll know, I think this will air Friday. So you guys know me. I do rest quite a bit in between, but sometimes I get at it and I do a lot of stuff. So that's what I'm doing today, trying to get some of this done. Let's go into the other room real quick and take a look at the aftermath of moving those shelves. So join me in there. Alright, well, there you can see. There's the shelves. Now they are arranged, and I don't know that it matters, but top one's on the left bottom one's on the right. And there are the uprights right there, leaning against the wall. And not really sure exactly how I'm going to do this yet. I think I'm going to start in the middle. That one shelf right there, just above the what do you call it? Drawers, and that way I can get my get it nice and level, and then get my positioning all figured out and stuff like that, and then I can go from there, maybe with the top one, and then maybe with the bottom one, and put the other one in as well right there, but and also on top. So once I get all that done, then I will bring you back and show you, but it won't be on this video. Kind of wiped out for the day. And I know this probably doesn't look like much work to anybody else, but and you guys, older guys, know that it kills your back to stand up for any length of time, and that's the way I am as well. So I do have those radios in there. As I told you, those are mostly the Zenith radios, and that one GE that I told you I was going to put back together, which I did. I think that other Zenith will fit on the end. If not, I'll take one of the narrower ones from this part and use it down there. So I'll get them all fitted in one way or the other. So no worries about that. So, alright, that's going to do me. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.